Gravity might be the weakest force, but it's infinitely stackable. Well, every force is infinitely stackable. Like, you put two smaller magnets together, you get a bigger magnet with bigger magnetic force. You're not really talking about stackability here. What you're talking about is whether or not a force has counteracting forces. Like, the electromagnetic forces of most atoms in the universe are just directed in such a random way that they all kind of cancel each other out. But, like, your arm doesn't fall off because of electromagnetic forces. Asteroids and comets stick together not just because of gravity, but primarily due to electromagnetic forces. Like, yeah, if you have enough compounding mass, you could do crazy things with gravity, but if you have enough compounding anything, you could do crazy stuff with anything. The main thing here that a lot of people are missing is that even though negative mass could exist, like in the math of our laws of physics, we have never seen it. So there isn't like another force that's randomly pushing gravity in the opposite direction. The force of gravity is not randomly sort of distributed the way so many other forces are. But you can see these forces interacting with each other, right? Because like you have a big star, and you know that the gravity is responsible for holding that star together. But the particles in that star, like the protons and electrons and the hydrogen atoms that fuse into helium and so on and so forth, they are encountering massive, massive, massive force from that sun's gravity, but they don't break apart. They don't break apart into quarks. The strong nuclear force of one particle is greater than all of the gravity of all of the stars. And furthermore, the reason why you don't see these other forces acting at very long distances is because they're so strong. If you tried to separate two quarks bound together by the strong nuclear force, then before they got any like massive distance away, they would dump so much energy into the system that new particle-antiparticle pairs would form. In a way, gravity can only act at the distances that it does because it is so weak. It would be really bad if the simple act of orbiting would cause like matter-antimatter explosions all the time, right? And if gravity was as strong as like the strong nuclear force, all the particles that we have, all of the subatomic particles would just all be clumped up in one place. They need to like not be clumped up in one place for like planets and stars and people and shit to exist. So yeah, in a way, it's a good thing that gravity is the weakest of the fundamental forces, because otherwise we'd be pretty screwed.